In this video, we're going to learn about corresponding angles. You can find corresponding angles on two parallel lines cut by another line. So these two lines are parallel, and we have some angles formed in each intersection. So I'm going to name these angles from 1 to 8. And now corresponding angles mean a pair of angles, one from each intersection, which have the same direction, same position, like angle 1 and angle 5. I generally say that considering these as eyes, they look at the same direction. So I can say now angle 1 is congruent to angle 5, and the reason is corresponding angles. Similarly, angle 4 looks at same direction as angle 8, if you notice. So you can say angle 4 is congruent to angle 8. And this applies to the other two pairs. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 6, and angle, say, 7 is congruent to angle 3, because these look at the same direction. So 2 looks at the same direction with 6, 3 looks at the same direction with 7. So I can write all these. I can say angle 2 is congruent to angle 6, angle 3 is congruent to angle 7. These are congruent angle pairs. Let me try to explain it this way. Now you can see this angle marked with red here, right? So let's have the angle here. So, sorry. Now I can move this angle anywhere as long as I don't change its direction. So it was here, right? This is the angle 5. So I can just carry it here, and when I put the angle here, you can see that it exactly matches with angle 1. The reason is that they look at the same direction. The reason is that we have these parallel lines, right? And the line cutting through each parallel line is also the same in terms of the arms of the angle, right? So basically, when you move this angle, right, you can see that it's here, it's angle 5, and at the same time it's angle 1. These are corresponding angles, right? So this applies to all the other pairs. Let's look at this example. Now here, these two lines are parallel, so we can talk about corresponding angles. And the question says, find the size of the angle marked with a letter. So we want to find the measure or size of this angle. And obviously, just because these lines are parallel and there's a line cutting them, intersecting them at these 2 points, we now have corresponding angles. You can see that these angles look at the same direction. So you can say that A is 58 degrees. And now the reason, you have to write it down. It's corresponding angles. Now there is no calculation here, as you can see. It's just saying that this angle 2 is 58 degrees, but just because there's no work shown, you have to put a reason here instead. So A equals 58 degrees, reason, corresponding angles. We have to mention these, both informations here. Now let's look at this one. In this one again, we are given an angle. It's 133 degrees here, and just because the lines are parallel, I can say that this angle and this angle, they look at the same direction, so they are corresponding angles. So I can just say M equals 133 degrees, and the reason is corresponding angles. And this one, yeah, you can guess that it's the same reason, because these two angles look at the same direction, right? So you can easily say that x equals 48 degrees, and the reason is corresponding angles. So these two bits of information, the size of the unknown angle and the reason why it is that size, you have to give these two bits of information, even if in the question it doesn't say that. Right? Get used to giving the reason. It will also shape your thinking regarding finding the size of angles. Now is your turn. Please directly go to online self-check and write the answers. You don't need to write these on your book. Thank you.